Today I'm going to read this book. It's called I Owe You One by Sophie Kinsella. So let's get on with it. I'll read the blurb first. From the number one New York Times best-selling author Sophie Kinsella comes an irresistible story of love and empowerment about a young woman with a complicated family, a handsome man who might be the one, and an IOU that changes everything. Fixie Farr has always lived by her father's motto, family first, and since her dad passed away, leaving his charming houseware store in the hands of his wife and children, Fixie spends all her time picking up the slack from her siblings instead of striking out on her own. The way Fixie sees it, if she doesn't take care of her father's legacy, who will? It's simply not in Fixie's nature to say no to people. So when a handsome stranger in a coffee shop asks her to watch his laptop for a minute, she not only agrees, she ends up saving it from certain disaster. Thanks to Fixie for her quick thinking, the computer's owner, Sebastian, an investment manager, scribbles an IOU on a coffee sleeve and attaches its business card. Pixie laughs it off. She'd never actually claim an IOU from a stranger, would she? But then Pixie's childhood crush, Ryan, comes back into her life, and his lack of profession pushes all of Pixie's buttons. As always, she wants nothing for herself, but she'd love Seb to give Ryan a job. No sooner has Seb agreed that the tables are turned once more, and a new series of IOUs between Seb and Fixie, from small favors to life-changing moments, ensues. Soon Fixie, Mrs. Fix-It for everyone else, is torn between her family and the life she really wants. Does she have the courage to take a stand? Will she finally grab the life and love she really wants? Oof, I wonder what that could be. Since Sebastian's in the picture, who else would it be between Ryan and him? I wonder what this could lead to. That's what I'm talking about in the story on here. The reviews are: this book is a shot of pure joy. Well, that's good. Jenny Colgan. A humorous exploration of family life, finding love, and the difficulties of coming into one's own as a young professional woman. The Washington Post. I Owe You One is another impossibly delightful story by Sophie Kinsella. A must read for her die-hard fans and new readers alike. Pop sugar. Let's get on with it. The blurb says, the front page, bottom text says, "Love means all bets are off." A gentleman novel. Number one New York Times best-selling author Jodi Picoult. Who published the book? I have no idea. Let's just read. I guess I'll read all of it. Praise for I Owe You One. I love the opportunity to escape with a Sophie Kinsella book, and I Owe You One came just when I needed it. Fixie's story is one of miscues, mistakes, god damn it, and the realization that you can't fix someone else's mess until you fix your own. Ain't that life explained in a nutshell? Shit, dude, life sucks for that. That's why selfish people get on with it. But whatever, let's keep reading. That was just me adding to it. A smart lesson wrapped in a gem of the novel. Pretty much. Alright, enough. Gem, no gem, diamond. Fool's gold, it doesn't matter. Alright. A humorous exploration of family life, finding love, and the difficulties of coming into one's own as a young professional woman. Kinsella's trademark Brit wit shines, and the entertaining cast of characters will certainly remind readers why 19 years after her first hit, Kinsella remains one of the reigning queens of women's fiction. I Owe You One is another impossibly delightful story by Sophie Kinsella, a must-read for her die-hard fans and new readers alike. I guess I read these already, didn't I? I don't know. Alright, I gotta start reading the blurbs. A lot of blurbs. Alright, chapter 1. The trouble with me is, I can't let things go. They bug me. I see problems and I want to fix them. Right here, right now. My nickname isn't Fixie for nothing. I mean, this can be a good thing. For example, at my best friend Hannah's wedding, I got to the reception and instantly saw that only half the tables had flowers. I ran around sorting it before half the rest of the guests arrived. And in her speech, Hannah thanked me for dealing with Flowergate, so that was okay. On the other hand, it was the time I brushed a piece of fluff off the leg of a woman sitting next to me by the pool at a spa day. Oh shit. I was just trying to be helpful, only it turned out it wasn't a piece of fluff. It was a pubic hair growing halfway down her thigh. And then I made things worse by saying sorry. I thought that was a piece of fluff. And she went kind of purple, and the puny bright woman turned to look. I shouldn't have said anything. I see that now. Anyway, so this is my quirk. This is my flaw. Things bug me. And right now, the thing that's bugging me is a Coke can. It's been left on the top shelf of the leisure section of our shop, in front of a chessboard propped up for display. Not only that, the chessboard is covered with a brown stain. Obviously, someone's opened the can or dumped it down too hard, and it's splattered everywhere, and they haven't cleared it up. What? Who? I mean, um, as I look around the shop with narrowed eyes, I fully suspect Greg, our senior assistant. Greg drinks some kind of beverage all day long. If he's not clutching a can, it's noxious filler coffee in an insulated cup, decorated with camouflage and webbing. Zoe's in the army, not working in a household store in action. Mr. Bossy Pants here telling him how to live his life. Well, I mean, I get it though. All right, he's always leaving in about the. It's an author describing the scene. It's not like I don't really care. Like I'm, like you do gotta help others before yourself before you help others. I mean, so yeah, I mean she's being smart, I guess, like smart in a smart way, like snarky kind of. But it's whatever. It's part of the author's interpretation of the view of what they see. All right, enough. Um, he's always leaving it about the place, or even thrusting it into customers and saying, "Hold this a moment, a mo." I guess that's what she meant. Moment. While he gets a saucepan down from off the display for them. I've told him not to. Anyway, not the time for recriminations. I like her vocabulary, I think. Whoever dumped that Coke can, Greg, definitely Greg. It's caused a nasty stain. Just when our important visitors are about to arrive. And yes, I know it's on a high shelf. I know it's not obvious. I know most people would shrug it off. They'd say, it's not a big deal. Let's get some perspective. I've never been great at perspective. I'm trying hard not to look at it, but to focus instead on the rest of the shop, which looks gleamingly clean. A little shambolic, maybe, but then that's the style of our all purpose family shop. Family owned since 1985. It says on our window. We stock a lot of different items, from knives to aprons to candlesticks, and they all need to go somewhere. I suddenly catch sight of an old man in the back in the kitchen section. He's reaching with a shaking hand for a plain white mug, and I hurry over to get it for him. Here you are, I say with a friendly smile. I can take that to the till for you. Do you need any more mugs, or can I help you with anything else? No, thank you, love, he says in a quavering voice. I only need the one mug. Is what your favorite color? I gently press. Because there's something so poignant about buying one plain white mug that I can't bear it. Well, his gaze roams doubtfully over the display. I do like a brown mug. This one, maybe? I retrieve a brown earthenware mug that he may be discounted because it was too far out of reach. It's solid, with a nice big handle. It looks like a cozy fireside mug. The man's eyes light up, and I think, I knew it. It's when your life is restricted. Something like a mug choice becomes huge. It's a pound more expensive, I tell him. It's $4.99. Is that okay? Because you never take anything for granted. You never assume. Dad taught me that. That's fine, love. He smiles back. That's fine. What I don't know if she was assuming the price or him being happy about what she got for him or the price that she told him to pay for it. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but whatever. If you say so. Yes, I'm just reading. Great. Well, come this way. I lead him carefully down the narrow aisle, keeping my eyes fixed on danger points, which isn't quite the selfless gesture as it seems. This man is a knocker overer. Oh my gosh. Whoa, this girl is kind of judgmental of it, or like, bro, we get it. You own a store. Fucking, yeah, I'm already feeling this book is a little off for me. But what I do like is that I can see the viewpoint of the person, which is not bad, at least. If I don't read many books, as you can see, there's a lot of people who are like this, and they will like literally nitpick at every little single thing. But I guess they don't call her Fixie for nothing. It reminds me of a certain someone I used to know, except she wasn't Fixie. She wasn't like fixing things. She was just fixing her own life and the chaos that she brought upon the earth, and how she made it mold into this fucking messed up madness that she calls serenity. I'll just leave it at that because it's scarce time for me to delve on that topic at the same time as this one. Okay, enough. And I only have two hands, but these people like to lift with both the hands at once, so I'll just leave it at that. You can tell as soon as you lay eyes on him. Trembling hands, uncertain gaze, shabby old trolley that he's pulling behind him. All the signs of a classic knocker over. And the last thing I need is a floor full of smashed crockery. Not with Jake's visitors arriving at any moment. I smiled brightly at the man, hiding my innermost thoughts, although the very word Jake passing through my brain has made my stomach clench with nerves. It always happens. I thank Jake and my stomach clenches. I'm used to it by now, although I don't know if it's normal. I don't know how other people feel about their siblings. My best friend Hannah hasn't got any. And it's not the kind of question you ask random people, is it? How do your siblings make you feel? Kind of gnawed up and anxious and wary. But that's definitely how my brother, Jake, makes me feel. Nicole doesn't make me feel anxious, but she does make me feel gnawed up and quite often like hitting something. Neither of them makes me feel good. Maybe it's because both of them are older than me. I'm sorry. Maybe it's because both of them are older than me, and were tough acts to follow. When I started at secondary school, aged 11, Jake was 16 and the star of the football team. Nicole was 15, stunningly beautiful, and had been scouted as a model. Everyone in the school wanted to be her friend. People would say to me, in odd tones, "Is Jake Farr your brother? Is Nicole Farr your sister?" Damn, feels bad, man. Yeah, it's just like that, But what can you do? Alright, that was me adding lines. Nicole was as drifty and vague as she is now. But Jake dominated everything. He was focused, bright eyed, quick to anger. I'll always remember the time he got in a row with Mum and went and kicked the can around the street outside, shouting swear words into the night sky. I watched him from an upstairs window, gripped and a bit terrified. I'm 27 now, but you never really leave your inner 11-year-old, do you? Uh, why were you terrified of your brother? That's weird. That's like she's creating a narrative about her brother being some sort of like, you know, temperamental rat kind of thing. You can see it already. Like she's praising him for being a star, but if he wasn't, she'd be like, "I'm scared of this dude. I don't think highly of him, but I think he's a good actor. Like what he's doing. It's kind of like it's a little bit snarky, like condescending actually, in a depraved way, because you're like picking him out, and you're like, oh, I think he's belittling. It's like you're saying you were scared of him at 11 years old, so whatever then. And she's saying like she feels Her stomach clench. It's like, come on, why do you gotta be so weird about it? Explain, I guess. Is he your step bro? No, I'm just saying, I'm just joking, okay? And of course, there are other reasons for me to feel rubbish around Jake. Tangible reasons, financial reasons, which I will not think about now. Instead, I smile at the old man. Well, think about it later, I guess. I'll give you explain yourself later on, hopefully. Trying to make him feel that I have all the time in the world. Oh my gosh. Great. You're one of those people, aren't you? Like Dad would have done. Morag rings up the price and the man gets out an old leather coin purse. 50, I hear him saying as he pews at a coin. Is that a 50 pence piece? Let's have a look, love, says Morag in a reassuring way. Morag's been with us for 7 years. She was a customer first, and implied when she saw an ad pinned up on a notice board. Now she's assistant manager and does all the buying for greeting cards. And she has a brilliant eye. And there was no and there, but I'm sorry. There was a little line. I was like, what the fuck? Sorry. No, that's a 10 pence. She said kindly to the old man. Have you got another pound coin in there? I swivel up to the Coke can and stain chessboard again. It doesn't matter, I tell myself. There isn't time to sort it out now. There isn't time to sort it now. I sometimes add words or don't add the word. Like I'm weird, but I try to do and fix it. There was no out. There isn't time to sort it now. That's what it was. And the visitors won't notice it. They're coming to show us the range of olive oils, not inspect the place. Just ignore it, Pixie. Ignore it. Oh God, but I can't. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, I feel the same way sometimes, Pixie. I do get it. There's a urge, to fix and clean and make worlds and clean. And then people don't get that. They're like, "Do you have a sense of humor?" I'm like, "No." I see the snarkiness in the fixie, and I'm like, I'm fixated on it because I know you need to be clean with what you do, And some people just don't see it that way. That's why some people are K-pop stars and singers on pitch, and some people are just, not as good. They're mediocre content creators that spew into the void and don't fix things. They just sit there and yell, and get things done because they don't have a gotta fix it kind of deal, So when does it ever get clean, And that's the thing. We need to. I praise Fixie for that. She may be snarky as fuck, just like I feel like I am sometimes. I think, but she gets the cleaning thing done. Let's see what happens though. Maya keeps flicking upward to it. My fingers are doing that thing they do whenever I'm desperate to fix something. When some situation or other is driving me mad. They drum each other feverishly, and my feet do a weird stepping motion. Forward across back, forward across back. I've been like this since I was a little kid. Yeah, it's bigger than me. I knew it would be mad to drag a ladder out, get a bucket and water, and clean the stain up when the visitors might arrive at any moment. I know this. Well, this is why time is of the essence, speed. But yeah, it's hard to live like that because people don't clean after themselves. Like up, it's like kind of scummy, and so you have to do it. And it's not like you're not supposed to, but it's like you're like cleaning for them, and she can tell that the guy will knock things over, and she's basically fixing it, and it probably gets her in some sus situations, like it did at the beginning. And she fixed the flowers, though. She's doing a good job. It's just she makes people pissed. Like, I can relate to that. Even people who aren't like Dixie or like me, I feel like they try to help, and then people get mad and they can relate, But Dixie's like a prime example here, and one of the examples that you show. She's trying to fix things, and I don't know, pleasant inner thoughts thing. All right, enough. Greg, as he appears from behind the glassware section. My voice shoots out before I can stop it. Quick, get a stepladder. I need to clean up that stain. Greg looks up to where I'm pointing and gives a guilty jump as he sees the Coke can. That was me, he says at once. Bruh. No one accused you, though. It definitely wasn't me. Then he pauses before adding, I mean, if it was, I didn't notice. Oh my gosh. What kind of people do that? Like, it's like I know, but if it was him, but like, if you're obviously like pointing it out and they are like defensive and you know it's them, like, if you actually for sure know it's them, it's like annoying, because it's like they can't just say it was me. Nope, they have to be like, no, it was not. It's like, why do you lie, you kid? Well, let's just read the rest. Maybe he's innocent until proven guilty. Doubt it though. But I mean, if you're gonna defend yourself, when who else could it be? But it's like, but then people accuse people like that. But maybe he's just being weird. Let's see. And then why would he lie? He works with her. It's like that's the weird part, I guess. So who is right? Let's see. It's just a Coke can, but here we go. I mean, it's not like it's just a Coke can though, but it's a bigger dilemma in the ends thing of things. All right. And I didn't notice it. Like they play it off like they didn't see it. That's the thing. I'm like, yeah, sure you didn't, dude. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll believe it when I don't see that you lying about it. Stuff like that. When you incriminate them, they're like, how could it be me? If it was, then it can't be anyway. Like it's like, come on, man. We got you on video. It was me though. Like what? There's like certain levels to these things, and some people don't get it. And let's just leave it at that because I'm not one sider there. Let's get on with it. The thing about Greg is he's very loyal to the shop and he works really long hours, so I forgive him quite a lot. Doesn't matter who it was, I say briskly. Let's just get rid of it. Also, the way she's like telling him, I don't know, it's like weird. Well, we'll see. Okay, Greg says, is she his boss or whatever? I don't get this dynamic yet. Okay, Greg says, as they're digesting this. Yeah, but aren't those people about to arrive? Yes, which is why we need to be quick. We need to hurry. Damn, feisty, huh? It's like italicized. All right, enough. But it's a good show of perception in the mind, and it's nice, I guess. Okay, says Greg again, not moving on muscle. This author knows how to use, you know, intonation dynamics, enough in the way that she would like to use them, which is pretty good because it gets the point across. All right. Okay, says Greg again, not moving on muscle. Yeah, got you. Where's Jake? This is a very good question. Jake is the one who met these olive oil people in the first place, in a bar apparently. He is the one who set up this meeting. And here he isn't. that way she speaks, dude. Like, it's not he isn't here, it's here he isn't. It's the Brit humor right there, you can see it. But family loyalty keeps him from saying any of this aloud. Well, I'm not sure if it's Brit humor, but I can tell, like, kind of how it sounds like off to me a little bit. Like, who speaks that way? Like, it's like a feminine as well. Like, Brit perspective. The French have their way of speaking, and the British as well. It's the same kind of, high class bourgeois kind of thing. But family loyalty keeps me from saying any of this aloud. And also, we do, the Americans, Hispanic, like, the more, earthy forms of people. The low, the low, the law, the lofty people, and they're like, yo, he ain't here. Yo, where you at though? All right. Family loyalty keeps me from saying any of this aloud. Family loyalty is a big thing in my life, maybe the biggest thing. Some people hear the Lord Jesus guiding them. I hear my dad before he died. Is his name Jake? Who's your dad? What the heck? Saying in his East End accent, family is it, Fixie. Family is what drives us. Family is everything. Family loyalty is basically our religion. He's always landing you in it. Jake is, Greg mutters. You never know when he's going to turn up. Can't rely on him. We're short staffed today, too. What with your mom taking the day off? No, this guy's want to talk. Can't rely on him. But, what's it called? Uh, but who's Jake? Is he her dad or not? All this may be true, but I can hear Dad's voice in my head again. Family first, Fixie. Protect the family in public. Have it out with them later, in private. Jake does his own hours, I remind Greg. It's all agreed. All of us Fars work in the shop. Mom, me, Jake, and Nicole. But only Mom and I are full-time. Jake calls himself our consultant. He has another business of his own, and he's doing an MBA online. And he pops in when he can. And Nicole is doing a yoga instructor course Monday to Friday, so she can only come in at weekends, which she does sometimes. I expect he's on his way, I add briskly. Anyway, we've just got to deal with it. Come on, ladder. Why'd you add an exclamation point? Did she yell at him? As Greg drags the step ladder across the shop floor, I hurry to our back room and run some hot water into a bucket. I just need to dash up the ladder, wipe the stain away, grab the can jump down, and clear everything before the visitors arrive. Easy. The leisure section is a bit. I'm sorry. The leisure section is a bit incongruous, surrounded as it is by tea towels and jam making kits. But it was Dad who set it up that way, so we never changed it. Dad loved a good board game. He always said board games aren't essential to a household of spoons. Customers would come in for a kettle and leave with the monopoly is too. And ever since he died 9 years ago now, I don't know. I should say sorry for your loss. I'll say it anyway. Sorry for your loss. Fictional character or a real character. I don't know if this is based on a true story. All right. Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for being weird about it. Okay. Sorry for your loss. Okay. Now we established that I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. We've tried to keep the shop just as he created it. We still sell licorice all sorts. I guess that's southern-ish. I guess is it because it reads like this. We still sell licorice all sorts. I guess that's like some sort of like special kind of like thing. 'Cause I don't know about what that means. I guess it's like separated to the next page phrase. All sorts. I mean, I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I guess it means sorts of licorice of all kinds or different varieties. I'm not sure. We still have a tiny hardware section, and we still stock the leisure section with games, balls, and water guns. The thing about Dad was he could sell anything to anyone. He was a charmer, but not a flashy, dishonest charmer. A genuine charmer. He believed in every product he sold. He wanted to make people happy. He did make people happy. He did make people happy. He created a community in this little corner of West London that he called himself an immigrant, being East End born, and it's still going. Even if the customers who really knew Dad are fewer every year. Okay, I say, hurrying up out to take to the. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a bucket of water, like a dog bowl, underneath my chair's feet. So if I drop the book or my phone, I'm gonna be fucked. So I have to like Yeah, but I like this chair. I don't know. So I'm just gonna keep reading. That's just want to explain that. So if I stutter, it's because of that. Gotta keep control of my book and my phone. Okay, I say, hurrying out to the shop floor with the bucket. This won't take a sec. I dash up the steps of the ladder and start scrubbing at the brown stain. I can see Morag below me, demonstrating a paring knife to a customer, and I resist the urge to join in the conversation. I know about knives, I've done chef's training, but you can't be everywhere at once, and they're here, announces Greg. There's a car pulling into the parking space. It was Jake who insisted we reserve our only parking spot for these olive oil people. They'll have asked, "Do you have parking?" And he won't have wanted to say, "Only one space," because he's pretentious that way. So airily, he'll have said airily, "Of course," as though we've got an underground vault. "No problem," I say breathlessly. "I'm good. I'm done. All good." Sorry, I read wrong. Fuck, dude. I feel like someone could be listening in on me. You know, I feel comfortable with that. No problem, I say breathlessly. "I'm done. All good." Alright, I read that part already, but just making sure I'm on my right spot. I drop the cloth and the Coke can into the bucket and swiftly start descending. There, that took no time, and now it won't bug me, and careful on that ladder. I hear Greg's voice below, but he's always regaling us with stupid health and safety rules he's read online, so I don't alter my step or my pace until he shouts, "Stop!" Sounding genuinely alarmed. "Fixie!" Stacy yells from the till. She's another of our sales assistants, and you can't miss her piercing nasal voice. "Look out!" As my head whips around, it takes me a moment to comprehend what I've done. I've snagged my sleeve on a netball hoop, just caught on the handle of a massive tub of bouncy balls, and it's tipping off the shelf. There's nothing I can do to stop it. Shit. Oh my god! I lift the spray in to protect myself from a deluge of rubber little balls. They're bouncing on my head, my shoulders, all over the shop. How come we have so many of the bloody things anyway? As I reach the bottom of the ladder, I look around in horror. It's a miracle that nothing's been smashed. Even so, the floor is a carpet of bouncy balls. Quick, I instruct Greg and Stacy. "Teamwork, pick them up." I'll go as and head off the visitors. That was perfect time to sing this. Can I put my balls in your jaws? Balls in your jaws. Can I? Can I? Can I put my balls in your jaws? Balls in your jaws. Can I? Can I? Can I put my balls in your jaws? Yeah. All right, enough. um, as I hurry toward the door, Greg and Stacy don't look like anything like a team. Anything like a team. In fact, they look like an anti-team. They keep bumping into each other and cursing. Greg is hastily stuffing balls down his shirt front and in his trouser pockets, and I yell, "Put them back in the tub!" I didn't even notice the Coke stain. "Volunteers, Stacy," as I pass, I'm sorry. With one of her shrugs. "You should have left it." Is that helpful? I want to retort, but I don't. For a start, yeah, this is the thing, the impulse control. When you get mad about getting mad about nitpicking and someone gets mad about it, you have to be like, "Don't say it. Just don't say it. Just keep shut." Like, if you do, oh my gosh, it's gonna be World War III, you know? Well, I'm not saying that World War III is gonna happen. Okay, you know what I mean. It's like, see, someone will be like, "How dare you say something about world wars?" And then be like, "Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It's a metaphor. No, I don't say it." You know? It's funny how I don't have a sense of humor, but yet they can't take a joke. It's like, sure, I'm nitpicky, but at least I know when to laugh about it because I know it's funny that I'm doing it. Yeah, at least I know that I'm doing it and I can laugh about it. But you can't actually take it as a joke, and you're like, how could you? You say like Frieza versus Goku. It's like you're Frieza. You're like filling off like, how could you monkey? And then you'd be like, we call him a monkey. That's racist. Like, but Goku at least knows I may be a dumb monkey, but at least I know when to keep shut. And he may be weak, but Goku gets the job done, man. And that's why you got to give credit when it's due, and they don't. And so you're like, you don't say anything because they want you gone. That's why Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta, because all of it was, not of use to him. He just wanted it gone because why? There can't be one that's more than him, and so he blew it all to hell. All right, enough. Zen Alpha want to retort, but I don't. For a start, Stacy's a good worker and worth keeping on side. You just have to deal with that mom and I call it the Sims. Stacy's inappropriate moments. But of course, the real reason I say nothing is that she's right. I should have left it. I just can't help fixing things. It's a flaw. It's who I am. And that was the end of chapter 1. I guess I'll leave it at that. Well, it's a pretty interesting book, though. I'll definitely continue reading more of it. It's just there's no time. The sun's rising, so I have to, dip. And I'm going to. All right. Peace out, guys. Later. Peace.